What's up, guys?
Yes.
So,
Oh,
we are here to talk about a topic that we've been wanting to talk about for a long time now, and that is Modern Warfare 2019 versus Modern Warfare 2 2022. So, right off the bat, I can tell you guys we have me here who absolutely despises Modern Warfare 2019, thinks it's one of the worst, if not the worst, Call of Duty game ever made, and likes almost nothing about it. And then we have my counterpart here who thinks it's one of the best Call of Duty games of all time, played it religiously, and just grinded it so much because he thought it was so awesome. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go over what we like and don't like about MW 2019. Then we're going to hop over to MW2, tell you what we like and don't like about that game, and then we'll give you the final verdict. So, you want to go ahead and get started?
yeah, I'll start. All right. So for me, Modern Warfare 2019, in my opinion, I think this was one of the better Call of Duties in the last 4 years. Yes, this game did introduce SBMM, as we all hate. It also introduced Dead Silence as no longer a perk, which was honestly one of the dumbest changes they ever made in Call of Duty. But in this game, you got your staple modes. You got fucking campaign multiplayer, and also Warzone was introduced, obviously. But for me, Modern Warfare 2019, I feel that it's simple. It's not too complex. It's not difficult to get into. Um, the kill streaks in this game are actually better than most of the recent Call of Duty games, and they're actually useful. Unlike in Modern Warfare 2, which the kill streaks are so lacking and weak, in my opinion. Also, there's a traditional perk system in this game, unlike Modern Warfare 2 2022, which is one of the biggest changes that I absolutely hate. Um, and if we're gonna talk about Warzone, when Warzone came out, me and my homie we would play that religiously. Like wake up, Warzone, go to bed, wake up, play Warzone some more. It was just that addicting when it first came out for me and my homie, chasing that rush to get the first win. But and also, obviously, Warzone had Rebirth Island, which everybody loved. And they also later down the road introduced Fortune's Keep, which wasn't as popular, but Rebirth Island was always there. So you could always have a map that was close quarters. You'd get in the action, shoot some people, fuck shit up. All around good time. But for me in this game, the gunsmith system, compared to Modern Warfare 2's gunsmith, I think this system's a lot better that they introduced. They just overcomplicated it. Because like in Modern Warfare 2, you can put a barrel on your gun that'll increase your bullet velocity, but it'll hinder your damage range, which literally makes zero sense. Because if your bullet velocity is going up, your damage range goes up. That's how bullets function in real life. So the fact of the matter is they can't even get attachments right in the game, and the fact the gunsmith system is all intertwined with every single gun is also another point of why I do not like it in MW2. But the co-op experience on this game, forgettable, just like it is in MW2. No one cared for it. And in my opinion, I don't even know why they keep bringing that stupid shit back. No one wants to play fucking co-op missions. I can tell you that right now. But enough about me. What do you like, hate, despise about the game?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's silly season, so I mean, we're going ahead and throwing around, insults and whatever, and I don't like a lot of the things, but I still am really appreciative of everything that Infinity Ward has done for us throughout their time. One thing I can say right off the bat is yes, the realism in this game is phenomenal. It gets an A+ in that category. I've always appreciated the realism of this game. I just don't think that it necessarily fits into Call of Duty and what Call of Duty is trying to do, which is to try to be an arcade shooter, fast paced, overpowered kill streaks, like a Treyarch Call of Duty. And so, in that regard, this game absolutely just flops on its face. um, so yeah, I like the kill. I like the realism, and I like the kill streaks to an extent. They don't hold up well against past Call of Duties, but compared to what we're getting in Modern Warfare 2, yeah, obviously this game's better in that regard. But that's about it for what I like about this game. It's pretty dog crap. Um, It's just lacking a fun factor, especially coming off of BO4, which was probably one of the best Call of Duty games of all time. You had the specialists in that game. You had small maps, 3-lane maps. You had the specialist ability. You had overpowered kill streaks. The time to kill was spot on, in my opinion. Just everything about BO4 was just an absolute masterpiece and exactly what a Call of Duty game should be. And then you go from that to this, and it was just a complete letdown, a complete failure. I could never get into this game. It's way too slow. The maps are way too big. They tried to make this game like a hybrid of like Battlefield and Rainbow Six Siege and all these other games. And I'm not sure why, because Call of Duty has always been king because it does its own thing. Whenever it tries to copy other games, it flops. Yeah, I'm a Battlefield guy. I like Battlefield. But I don't want Call of Duty to become a Battlefield Call of Duty hybrid. I want Call of Duty to be Call of Duty, and I want Battlefield to be Battlefield. So yeah, this game just for me, just wasn't it. It was so boring. The maps are one of the worst Call of Duty games ever in terms of maps. The maps are way too big, and like the colors and everything in this game are just so dull. Just look at any trailer at Call of Duty and it just pops out at you. This game is just so dull and boring. I don't know what went wrong with the development of this game, but Infinity Ward definitely should have taken a step back and done something else. And Modern Warfare 2, in a lot of ways, addresses a lot of the problems of MW 2019. But then again, we got Modern Warfare 2019 3 years in a row. We got it in 2019, we got it in 2020, and we got it in 2021. We were sold the same game 3 times, and it was absolute. My opinion, this was the worst era of Call of Duty ever. Even worse than the Exosuit era. I would take that over this, whatever era you want to call it, any day. And Warzone, absolute trash. I thought it was the worst battle royale ever, next to Fortnite. It's almost not even a battle royale because it's like they're combining battle royale and multiplayer, which is just the dumbest thing I have ever heard of in my entire life. The gulag system was stupid. The loadout drop was stupid. And again, it just wasn't fun, even without those things. So it failed in the battle royale aspect. It failed in the multiplayer. The campaign, okay, it was decent, I guess. I appreciated that it wasn't just running from point A to point B and killing all the enemies in your way, like in past Call of Duties. That actually made you think a little bit more. I actually really appreciated that. And they carried that over to the MW2 campaign, and I really liked that too. But yeah, like he was saying, the Spec Ops or the co-op, whatever the hell, trash, don't even care. I still haven't even got the achievement for it, and I don't know if I ever will, even though I'm like 2 away from 100%ing this game. It is that bad that I almost will just leave it at 2 achievements and then play that awful co-op. So guys, that's really like all I have to say about this game. So why don't we go ahead and transition over to MW2?
Oh, hold on, I forgot to add one thing. Yes, the maps in this game were arguably some of the worst designed aesthetically maps I've played. But I mean, in all honesty, Modern Warfare 2 has the same problem. The maps in that game have some of the most terrible flow I've ever seen. I don't know what it is with Infinity Ward, but they can never seem to get maps right in the first place. But the maps on this game and MW2 are some of the worst I've ever played. I would definitely prefer Treyarch style maps over IW's style because, you know, you have your fan favorites like Nuketown and Firing Range, which both came from Treyarch. The only one that came from Infinity Ward, can't really remember a lot besides Shipment, and that's just the smallest map. So,
yeah, guys, we will definitely touch more on the maps in the Modern Warfare 2 section of the video. So we're gonna transition to that now.
Well, it didn't tell me.
All right, so now we're on Modern Warfare 2. So do you want to go ahead and tell them everything you like and don't like about this game?
All right. So for me personally, I really do not like playing this game. And every time, like, either Shipment, Shoot House, like, if there's not a good playlist update, then I literally don't log on the game because I just seriously hate playing this game that much. For me personally, you know, the campaign in this one was alright, I guess. But, you know, that's not why I buy Call of Duty. I don't buy Call of Duty to play the campaign. And, you know, because you can only play the campaign so many times where you're like, alright, I've seen everything, you know. You play it through one time, you're like, all right, I saw everything. You play it through on the hardest difficulty, you get the achievement, and then you kind of just forget about it. So that's pretty much what the Call of Duty campaigns are, to be honest. But for me personally, multiplayer is always like the drawing point for me to buy Call of Duty games. And this one is just a major miss for me. The multiplayer in this game, I think, is so flawed to the point where I just don't even like playing it. And I kind of regret buying the game because of that. So for me, the multiplayer on this game, the gunplay, sometimes it feels good, and other times it feels like I am shooting someone with BBs out of my weapon, and they're just not dying. I don't know if it's a connection thing. I don't know if they're actively nerfing me because the new SBMM patent they have on the game, which actively nerfs you. In case you do not know about that, that is a thing. But for me, the multiplayer on this game, it's just super sweaty for no damn good reason. Everyone's trying their heart out, and if you use a certain weapon, you're definitely going to get dunked on and clowned on. But for me, multiplayer, the kill streaks are also ass. The revolutionary perk system, which we covered in one of our other videos, me and him both hate that. That needs to go. And for me, DMZ, I thought it was cool. To be honest, I've definitely changed my mindset about DMZ. It gets hella boring, very repetitive, and it's also becoming a sweat fest, just like everything. And also for me, Warzone 2.0 is absolutely horrible compared to Warzone 1, in my opinion. I had a lot more fun playing Warzone 1, even with Caldera, but I still think Verdansk is the superior VR map for Infinity Ward. Other than that, I mean, me playing this game, I just really don't enjoy it. Because the players I run into, it's like I run into the same players every game I play in this game. It doesn't matter their SBM algorithm saying, oh, you're never going to find the same people. No, you're going to find the same players, just with a different name. But what do you have to say about this game?
Yeah, I mean, look, like I said in the last segment, it's silly season, and we're just throwing shots at what both of the games and the developers, and a lot of this stuff is valid in a lot of ways. And I gotta say right off the bat, I do prefer this game over Modern Warfare 2019, and within the last 4 years, I think this might actually be the best game. I know a lot of people will argue Cold War, but my counter to those people is it's Modern Warfare 2019 with the word Black Ops put on top of it. So, and yes, the kill streaks in Cold War were good, but the system was dog shit. That weird,
100%.
That weird universal support thing that they were doing was just a joke, and it was stupid. And yeah, there was Nuketown, which made the game playable, but that's really all it had going for it. They ported MW 2019 over and just put a new name on it. They didn't change anything about it. It was terrible. This game, on the other hand, actually feels like a different game. Yeah, it feels similar, but it feels like its own thing. It has its own feel, if that makes any sense. And compared to MW 2019, it's more fast-paced. The gunplay feels like a lot more fun. It feels more. They added more of the arcade element into it while trying to maintain a lot of the realism from MW 2019. I just wish that they would have done more of the arcade style, but I like that they're going in that direction. I just wish they would have done it more. But on the other hand, what I can't stand about this game is the kill streaks. They are terrible, terrible. I mean, there's nothing that I'm gonna get that I'm gonna be like, oh crap, these guys are gonna be fucking sorry that I have this, because it's gonna just get shot down. It's not gonna get any freaking kills. It's a complete joke. And that's actually one of the things MW 2019 actually did a little bit better, was the kill streaks were not as bad. But the maps in this game, yes, they are still terrible, just like MW 2019, but they're a little bit better. They're a little bit faster. They flow a little bit better than MW 2019, but overall they're still bad. They still need to be changed. And Infinity Ward, why do you keep getting rid of the fun playlists that everybody wants to play, like Shoot the Ship and Dome 24/7, which was actually the best map in the game? Why do you keep doing that? Put it back in the game and keep it permanent. And either make good maps, and if you can't, fine, accept defeat and just give us all the old maps that are good, because obviously your development team is absolute trash. And yeah, so the game is more fun. I had ripped on MW 2019 for having like the game wasn't vibrant, the colors weren't popping. This game I feel fixes that problem. It pops out at you again. I like that. One thing I did forget to mention though that I feel like MW 2019 did a little bit better was the gunsmith system. I've heard this from multiple people, so it's not just me. It's I feel like it was just a little bit well put together. Warzone 2, couldn't care less about it, and to me, I can't even notice a difference between the first one and the second one. So absolute joke, have no interest in that. The co-op sucks, and the campaign was pretty decent. So I actually would be excited for an MW3 remake campaign, because I feel like for some reason they're doing something right with the campaign where it's just it's different than in the past, and it's actually somewhat kind of fun, and the story is pretty good too. So yeah, what else do you have on this?
Alright, if I'm being truthful, the last 4 Call of Duty games have been mediocre, if I'm being honest. Like, in all honesty, I grew up playing, you know, the OG Call of Duty from Call of Duty 4 up until now. I skipped the jetpack era, wasn't my thing. But in all honesty, these 4 recent Call of Duty games, they would not even be in my top 5 Call of Duty games.
Oh, absolutely not. These would be damn near at the bottom.
There's no way in hell they wouldn't even probably be in the top 10. If anything, one of them would be in the top 10. Not even 2 of them. But
yeah, no,
if we can get a Call of Duty like the OG Modern Warfare 2 now, I think the series might definitely have a chance of, you know, redeeming itself. But at this point, the developers don't have the heart and soul that they once had. So Call of Duty is just going to continue to be a mediocre, subpar FPS game. But for me personally, I'd still honestly enjoy MW 2019 a lot. Well, I wouldn't say a lot more. I'd say it's close, but the SBMM in that game doesn't seem to be as cancerous as the SBMM in this game. I don't know why they decided to crank that shit up to 10 with this game, but it's definitely hurting the player count. I don't know if you've seen the numbers, but on average, on PC anyway, those are the only numbers we can get access to. There's only 80,000 people playing the game a day, which for a Call of Duty game is pathetic and a joke. But in all honesty, I just wish COD would be good again.
Yeah, guys. In recent videos, I have said that I think Infinity Ward is arrogant. I think that they live in a bubble, and now I've come to the conclusion after hearing that we're getting, instead of 2023 being an off year, we're getting some kind of paid DLC expansion to this game. I am now retracting my statement, and now I'm saying that I don't think anybody at Infinity Ward is attached to reality at all. We're talking about an entire development studio of people who are completely detached from reality. Who in their right minds wants a paid DLC upgrade to this game made by the worst developer, Sledgehammer? Does anybody want that? No. Nobody wants that crap. And the fact that anybody, even one person in that development studio, has even suggested that idea, much less actually doing it, signals to me that they are completely and utterly detached from reality. So, guys, do not buy this COD 2023 paid DLC, whatever the hell it is. Don't even bother buying it. It's going to be absolute trash. Hold out till next year, 2024, when the GOAT, Treyarch, comes back. And if we get a true Treyarch Call of Duty game, I'm hyped as fuck. And you trust and believe, because when Treyarch is at their best, nobody can even come close. This crap, I'm over it. I don't care about Infinity Ward. Sledgehammer's a joke. I feel both of them need to go, and they just need to be replaced with two different studios to work alongside Treyarch, because this just ain't it. So, do you have anything else to add here before we get out of here?
Yeah, I think it's a safe bet in saying Treyarch is probably the last hope for Call of Duty, because if their game flops in 2024, it's safe to say the series is utterly finished, and, you know, maybe Activision will have to, you know, sell the Call of Duty title to another dev studio, which, you know, that might actually make this game fun again. You might get the golden era Call of Duty back, but who knows? The future's very uncertain, in my opinion.
All right, guys. So that's going to be all for today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys leave a like, leave a comment. Let us know what you guys think of the two games. Which one is better, 2019 or Modern Warfare 2? And we will see you guys all in the next video.